So today, let's start seated. If it's hard for you to sit tall, if you find that the groin is tight, you're kind of tight in that pelvic girdle, you start to round in the spine a lot, grab a little something to sit up on. So that could be a cushion from the couch, could be a block or two. If you have blankets that are nice and firm, you could sit on that. And then let's start with our right shin crossed in front today. You want to kind of cross in the center. If you're a little tighter, you're probably going to come out a little wider. If your knees are up really high, that's probably an indication that you need to sit up on something. So give yourself a little more height. Good. And then from here, let's just start to roll our shoulders back. And then roll them forward. Good. Roll back again. And then just allow your shoulder blades to release down your back. You can have your hands resting by your side or maybe on your blanket. Maybe you take your hands to your thighs. So wherever feels good. With your eyes closed here, just kind of tap into this idea of proprioception. So where am I in space? So as you root down into your sit bones, you want to feel your shoulders stacking over the sit bones. And then take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, open the mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. A couple times like that. So letting the week so far go, not worrying about all the stuff you have to get in the week yet to come. Just landing on your mat, landing inside of your body, starting to pay attention to how things are feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. Eventually dropping into your Ujjayi breath. So that inhale through your nose and that exhale through your nose. And we're just going to sit here quietly for a moment, kind of soaking this up. Your attention's going to wander. You're going to get distracted by sounds happening around you. As much as possible, just let them go, kind of let them blend into the background. So your breath starts to become that most important sound. And just observe yourself again as you're sitting here. So there is some effort to sit tall like this, but is there grip in places that you don't need to be? Maybe you're tensing the groin a little bit. Maybe the shoulders are creeping up around the ears. Maybe there's some tension in your face and jaw. So those places that don't need to be involved in this posture, soften, release. Inhaling for length and space. Exhale, rooting into your sit bones. Just another moment or two here like this. Welcome, Annette. All right, so go ahead and blink your eyes open here. You're still sitting nice and tall. Let's interlace our fingers behind the back of the head. And you're gonna feel a little stretch here. I'm getting it on the inseam of the arm. Observe what index finger is on top. Good, so nice deep inhale. You can kind of press the shoulders back a little bit, but don't do that by puffing your ribs out. So keep your spine nice and long, nice and tall. Just lean those arms back. And then as we exhale, we're gonna drop that right arm down. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left elbow releases, right elbow stretches up. Good, inhale to center. As you exhale, drop here, hold. You might even take the back of your head, press it into that left forearm. Start to release this right palm down, root it into the mat, and then take this left arm up and overhead. So we're getting this nice lateral stretch. Notice if your left sit bone got a little light, just pretend that somebody is pressing down on your thigh. Joey, you could go sit on your parents' left thigh here. And then maybe you begin to look up underneath that top arm. That might not be feeling great first thing. We haven't warmed up a lot. So you're again, listening to the sensations happening in your body, and you're proceeding slowly and with some wisdom. Good. As we inhale, we come on up. Exhale, extend your legs to straight, give them a little shake out. And then we recross with left shin in front. Good, so trying to cross into the center of the shins, that might not happen depending upon how you're built. So don't get too attached to that. Give yourself enough height so that there's this release in the knees and in the hips, and so that you can sit nice and tall. And this side might feel different. And then resting your hands wherever feels good, feeling those shoulders balanced over your sit bones. Close your eyes again and try to drop into that quiet place. Use the sound of your Ujjayi breath to help you go there. And as much as it is very easy to get distracted by the sounds happening in the room around us, the sounds in the head are arguably more intense, noisier. And some days they're a lot noisier. And so you kind of practice that same thing. See if you can kind of let it all drift into the background. The breath becomes the most important thing. When your attention wanders, you just keep reminding yourself to come back. So it's a practice. It doesn't have to look perfect. It will never look perfect. Inhaling for length. Exhaling down into your sit bones, feeling anchored and rooted. Good, blink your eyes open. So we're gonna interlace fingers behind our head again. So put the opposite thumb and index on top. Just take a couple breaths here like this. So you're sitting nice and tall. Make sure that you're not starting to over round in the lumbar, kind of puffing the ribs out. Soften front ribs towards back ribs. Deep inhale. As you exhale, release left elbow down. Stretch up through that right elbow. You're going to be feeling this. Inhale to center. Good, exhale, drop that right elbow down. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, release left. Inhale up to center. Feel those shoulder blades really squeezing towards each other as you exhale, release right down. Inhale up. Good. And then as we exhale, we release the left elbow down. Press this left shoulder head back. Maybe lean your head into that right forearm as that elbow stretches up towards the ceiling. Ooh, breathe into the spaces that are feeling this. I'm definitely feeling this like in the right scapula. And then we release our left palm down. So you press to the side and then just extend that right arm. So we're getting this nice little side stretch. Anchor into your right sit bone so you feel heavy and weighted there. As you do that, you can start to spin your left ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you begin to look up underneath that top arm, or you move in that direction, being very mindful about how your neck is feeling. Good. As you inhale, upright yourself here. Exhale, give the legs a little shake. Give the arms, the wrists a little shake out. Good, and then flip around onto your tabletop. So landing with your shoulders over your wrists, knees underneath your hips. Good, and then we start to move here. So find a little engagement in your belly. It's like you're zipping up the zipper. As you inhale, start to arch into your lumbar. Chest comes forward through the gates of your shoulders. We're back bending. As we exhale, we press the mat away, let the back of our neck release. We're forward folding. Inhaling, arching. Good, exhale, round in. Few rounds like this, just moving with your breath. Your eyes might be closed. You're waking up the spine here, so you're letting this feel really good. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. We're gonna do our thread the eye of the needle, so a little shoulder stretch here. If you're tight, a block or a blanket might be really nice. So we're gonna root down into that right palm. So today, let's inhale, lift this left arm up, and let's kind of find that twist. So open up a little bit, wrap those right ribs to the left. Nice. And then as we exhale, we're gonna sweep this left arm underneath. So behind the right wrist. So depending upon how tight you are on the shoulders and the neck, maybe you rest your head on the floor. A lot of us are probably going to use a block here to put that ear on. So now the left ribs are wrapping to the right. There's this gentle little twist here. And this is intense in the shoulders. So this might be exactly where you stay. If you have a little more room here, start to stretch your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then start to externally rotate in that arm. So you're spinning your palm to face behind you. Good. Bend the elbow. You can bring your hand, kind of press it to the back, the lower left back. Maybe you can get your right fingertips to the inside of your right thigh. You're looking for a little leverage so you can press this right shoulder head open. And you're breathing here. So notice if you've started to hold your breath. Nice work. Few more, feeling that stretch, that openness, that expansiveness across your heart and chest. Breath smooth and steady. If you're in your wrap, go ahead and extend that right arm up. Good. And then as you exhale, you unwind, come back to your tabletop. Take a couple rounds of your cat-cow there, just to like cleanse the palate and let that go. Before we come to that second side. Good. Inhaling, coming to your tabletop here. So we're going to be rooting down into that left palm. And again, you can have a block handy to rest your right ear on. But first, let's inhale. Start to stretch that right arm up. So gentle little twist here. You're rolling those left ribs rather to the right. Good. And then as we exhale, we thread this right arm behind our left wrist. Lowering that right cheek onto the floor to a blanket, to a block, maybe a couple of blocks. And then gently wrapping your right ribs to the left. How does this side feel different in your body? Does it feel different? What adjustments might you need to make so you can feel a little more comfortable? And if this is intense in your body, you stay here like this. Otherwise, you start to reach your left arm up. Spin your palm to face behind you. Bend the elbow. So palm presses to the lower right waist. So you get a little leverage to open up that left shoulder. A couple of us might be able to get our fingertips to the inside of that right thigh. And then breathe into those left scalings. So the muscles on the side of your neck, that left shoulder. Back out a little bit if you need to. So yes, we want a little sensation. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, but we don't want to overdo it. We want to practice really smart. If you are in your wrap, go ahead and stretch that left arm up. As we exhale, we unwind. Come back up to tabletop. Couple rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round in. Good, few more. Just notice already your spine is starting to open up. It might just be a tiny amount, but things are shifting already. All right, so from here, we're gonna keep our hips over our knees. We're gonna come into our puppy dog stretch. So you're gonna start to walk your arms forward and then lower down onto your forearms And you might kind of be up on your fingertips. So you're just kind of doing the best that you can, but you're melting your chest, your chin, your forehead down towards the floor. And we're going to be here for a few breaths, and you're going to feel this, that place where the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other on the back. It's going to be a nice little stretch there. You might be feeling this in the front of the body a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start to make our way out of this. So our forearms are pressing into the mat. Stay there, start to slide your shoulders over your elbows. And then reach your right toes back, your left toes back. So we're in our forearm plank pose. So the hips like to cheat up here. Sometimes they like to sink down, which is a lot of pressure in the lumbar. Split the difference. You're making this plank. Keep your gaze an inch or two in front of your fingertips. Nice work. And then lower your knees down, lower your belly down. So pressing into all 10 toenails, we are in our Sphinx pose. So shoulders still over elbows. As you root down into your forearms, it feels as though you're gonna drag the mat back towards your heels. If you're tender in your lower back, take your legs a little wider. And then from here, let's go ahead and lower down. Couple of options. If you are tight in the shoulders, you can grab your strap here. So kind of unfurl the strap. And you can actually even do this if you're not tight in the shoulders. It's just a nice variation. So you're just holding onto the strap any distance that you need to go to. The other option would be to interlace your fingers at the small of your back. If you're hyper flexible, take a little bend in your elbows as you do this. All right. And if you've got the strap, you're really pulling the strap outward. As we inhale, firm into your feet. Grab the strap, or you're dragging your knuckles towards your heels if fingers are interlaced. Head, chest, extend forward and up. Maybe lift your hands a little higher. Good, and then as we exhale, we lower down onto the forehead. If your fingers are interlaced, change the interlacing. So you just shift the thumb and index over one. Here we go. So this time, before we come up, already feel the shoulder heads lifting. Anchor down into the feet. Keep that sense of heaviness, and you can feel the pubic bones, the hip bone. So the pubic bone and the hip bones rooting down as well. Inhale. With all of that grounding, rise up. Good. As you exhale, release, and then you can move your strap off to one side. Bring your fingertips underneath your shoulder heads. Elbows squeeze in, shoulder heads lift as you inhale, chest extends forward, low cobra. Good. Curl your toes under here. So firm the thighs up. And then use your hips, pull back, downward facing dog. And then take a moment or two here, just pedal back and forth between your feet. Kind of just see what's going on. And then eventually you find a place of stillness. So your feet, you'll be gazing between your feet. So the back of your neck is nice and long. Your feet should be hips distance apart. Little bend in the knees can be really, really nice in this first one. And sometimes in the third and the fifth and the 1000th, especially if hamstrings are tight or lower back is tight. It's like nice, Kathleen. All right, as you inhale, shift forward into your plank pose. So full plank here, shoulders over wrist, fire up the thighs a lot. Use the legs more than you think you can. So they're really involved. Nice work. Shift way forward on your toes. Option to come to your knees again. This time as you exhale, elbows bend, chaturanga. Pause there. Good, and then onto your belly. Inhale, low cobra. Couple of breaths. And if you are ready to come into your upward facing dog, drag your hands back quite a bit. So you want to see that your wrist is underneath your elbows. And then inhale, press into your hands, press into the tops of your feet. So if you're coming into the upward facing dog, legs stay really active here. You're still pressing back through your shoulder heads. You're rooting into all 10 toenails. And you want to make sure that your shins, your knees, your thighs are lifting up off the mat. If they're not, you're putting tons of pressure in your lower back. So you go ahead and come back to your low cobra. If you are in your upward facing dog, you can roll over your toes, back to your downward dog. If you are on your tabletop, you can pull back to that downward dog, maybe press to tabletop first to get there. From here, let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. And then nice and easy here, start to walk your hands forward. Your feet forward to meet your hands. Hands, feet, left, right. Inhale, exhale. As you inhale, chest lengthens forward. So fingertips could be on the floor or hands on shins or thighs. A little bend in your knee is great. As you exhale, release in. Let the back of your neck lengthen. Good. And then inhale, press down into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, just release your arms by your side. And let's get a little more external rotation in our arms today. So kind of opening up the shoulder. So it's kind of like you're trying to spin that, the thumb to face behind you a little bit. And we're all built a little different. So you're going to feel more or less of that. Standing really tall. Keep this feeling of that intense external rotation as you inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Keep that external rotation as you exhale, fold in. Again, maybe with a little bend in your knees. Inhale, lengthen chest forward, gaze comes forward. Nice. As you exhale, fold in. Good, and then find that external rotation. So open up across your heart and chest, arms reach out wide. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Here we go, 2 more of those. I'm not going to cue you, just move with your breath, maybe close your eyes. Let these feel so good. Find a pace that feels really intuitive in your body today. It's always a little different every time we get on our mat, even though we do these poses over and over and over again. There are these subtle changes, and it's important that we recognize those and honor them. Don't get too attached to things needing to look like they did yesterday, or like they did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Beautiful work. When you're done with that second round, just taking a couple of breaths in your mountain pose. Standing really tall, just noticing how you have all this space for the breath to move and enjoying that feeling of the breath, that sound of the breath. Let's get into the arms again here. So grab your strap. You may or may not need it, but just take it across your right shoulder. And I'll give a variation here too in case you don't have one and you're a little tighter. All right, so finding our nice mountain pose, feet into Tadasana. Good, let's stretch our right arm up. So we're going for internal rotation this time. So you're spinning the pinky side of the hand inward. You can take your left hand to help you find that sensation. Bend the elbow. So this is similar to that stretch that we did earlier. So let's all just start with our left hand pressing down on that right elbow. And that just intensifies the stretch that you get through the tricep. And this might feel so nice that you just want to stay here. If you'd like to go a little further, so start to reach your left arm off to the side, so perpendicular to the shoulder. Palm starts facing forward. Good, and then spin your palm to face behind you so the thumb is pointing down. Start to angle that arm down. Bend the elbow, and this is where the strap is really nice, so I'm not going to be mirroring you here. But you can hold onto the strap. You might be able to get fingertips. Doesn't matter where you're at. If you don't have a strap, you could simply just be pressing the back of your left hand into your spine, or you could come back here. So lots of good places to be. Notice if you started to puff out those front ribs, soften front ribs to back ribs. And then lean this left shoulder back as you reach that right elbow up. Breath smooth and steady. What's happening in your face and jaw, soften there. It's only yoga. Only yoga, she says, as she puts you in this torturous shoulder stretch. All right, so from here we start to release arms out, little sigh of relief. Good. Press the walls away. And you're going to get a nice stretch, kind of the inseam of the arm. It's intense. You're going to feel that in the wrist a little bit. Good. And then release the fingertips down and try to curl the fingertips towards your wrist. Good. Exhale, release. Let's change the cross of the strap if that was helpful for you. Okay, inhale, left arm reaches up. So again, the pinky side of the hand is spinning inward. We're getting internal rotation. Can find a little more of that using your right hand to assist. Bend that left elbow. Okay, and let's all just start by gently pressing the right palm on that left elbow. So feel that stretch in that tricep, that outer arm, outer upper arm. Releasing tailbone down as sternum reaches up. So spine nice and long. You could stay here like this. Maybe you want to start to extend that right arm out. So palm starts facing forward. And then it's like we're giving a thumbs down here. So the palm spins behind you. And I like this journey. It kind of gets into the inseam of the arm. So take your time. Eventually bending that right elbow, clasping the strap, pressing the back of your hand wherever it may be falling into your back. So lots of little places you can be. You might get fingertips. Reach up through the left elbow as you press back through that right shoulder. Breath smooth and steady. Hello, shoulders. Good, and then we start to release here. Ooh, enjoy that. Press the walls away. So actually, let's reach through the fingertips and make fists. And then start to circle around in the wrists. Switch directions. Ooh, this is a good little thing to do. We are all at the computer a lot, so we need to give the wrists some love. All right, nice work. So keep the strap handy. We're going to start to flow a little bit here. Okay, so at the top of your mat, standing in Tadasana. Good. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. As you exhale, think a little bit of that extra external rotation as you fold in. So you're feeling that extreme openness across your heart and chest. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot way back, lower onto that knee. Nice and easy here. As you inhale, come on up into this low crescent pose. Beautiful work. As you exhale, hands plant, curl, left toes under. Good, and we're gonna exhale, step that left foot to meet the right foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, root down to rise up. Take up space. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhale, reach. As you exhale, fold in. Beautiful work. These look wonderful. Inhale, chest extends forward. Keep left foot forward. Exhale, step right foot way back. Lower onto that knee. Release your tailbone down. Find this space through the lower sides of your waist. Inhale, rise up. Feel those outer hips squeeze in towards each other. So you feel very supported here. Beautiful. As you exhale, hands come down. Curl right toes under. Exhale, step that right foot to meet your left foot. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. All right, inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, chest extends. All right, so we're gonna step that left foot way back. Lower onto the knee. Make sure that you're not on a tightrope here. Good. Inhale, reach arms out and up. Good. And then we're going to do cactus arms here. So your palms are facing forward. You can spread the fingers and kind of really try to squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. And then as you're doing this, you're working the outer hips a lot. So nice and slow, we're gonna do some flies here. And I want you to just pretend that you actually like have weights. You're at the gym and you're using a weight machine. So deep inhale. As you exhale, create a little resistance in your body. Elbows start to squeeze in towards each other. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open up. Good, feel that resistance as you exhale, start to squeeze, elbows in towards each other. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open up. Good, and then as we exhale again, moving nice and slow, feel that resistance. Good, inhale, open up. And then reach arms up. Maybe gaze up, press palms together. As you exhale, hands frame that right foot, curl your left toes under. Keep your hips this low, fire up that back leg, keep gaze forward. Step into your plank pose. Take an inhale here. Nice, as you exhale, shift forward on your toes, option to come to knees. Lower halfway, hover, or come all the way down. Inhale, elbow squeeze in wherever you're at, your low cobra or up dog, nice Kathleen. As you exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through. Land on your right knee. Good, inhale. Rise up, low crescent pose. Good, and then spin palms forward. Find your cactus arms, and we do those flies again. So open up a lot here. And then as you exhale, it's like you're moving through quicksand or cement. Squeeze in, inhale, open up. Really feel that stretch across the pecs. Good, and then as we exhale, we squeeze in, so we're building some strength here. Nice work. Inhale, open up. One more. As you exhale, squeeze in. Make sure those hips are squeezing too, so you feel that support. Inhale. Press out and then stretch arms up, gaze up. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl those right toes under. We step the right foot to meet the left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, folded. Inhale, press down into your feet, stretch your arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Beautiful work. Inhaling, reaching. Good. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward, left foot stays forward this time. Step your right foot way back, lower onto the knee, and then you're gonna find your strap here. So you're gonna make sure you're not on a tightrope first, so walk that left foot off to the left if you need to. So we're gonna open up on our strap. It's like you have a barbell. So arms, you're probably like 4 feet wide here, I don't know, approximately. And then really squeeze out, like pull out. So there's a lot of tension on that strap. Keep directing your tailbone down. As you exhale, we find those cactus arms again, and it's this sensation that your elbows are gonna start to squeeze in towards each other. The backside of your body, nice work. Inhale up. Good, exhale. Pull out as you bend elbows and release the strap down. Inhale up, nice work. Good, exhale. Pull down. Good, inhale up, and we're just gonna release that. So as you exhale, belt comes towards that front thigh. Inhale up. And then keep arms straight this time. Reach back, you're gonna go about like a quarter of the way. It's gonna feel nice-ish. Inhale up to center. Go ahead and lose the strap. Frame that left foot with your hands. Curl your right toes under. So you're reaching back through the heel. You're stretching forward through the sternum. Gaze forward. Keep your hips this low. Find your plank pose. Take an inhale. Nice, nice job, guys. Shift forward on toes. Maybe come to knees. Lower halfway, hover all the way down. Elbow squeeze in, legs active. Inhale, transition into your back bend. As you exhale, Downward facing dog, beautiful work. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through, lower onto that left knee. Good, and then grab the strap again, upright yourself. So make sure you're not on a balance beam. We wanna be on train tracks here. So feet or hips distance apart. All right. Okay, we got this. So reaching that strap up overhead as though it's a barbell. Good. And then we start to pull out on the strap as we bend our elbows down. You're gonna feel a little stretch in like the inner armpit. Inhale, press up. Good, exhale, pull down. Nice work, oof. Shoulders are tight, so we're feeling this. This is also helping to release the neck. One more, exhale. We pull down. Inhale, press up. Good, and then as we exhale, we just release that strap forward, down towards that right thigh. Inhale, come on up. And then keep the arms straight this time. Reach wrist back. You're gonna go about like a quarter of the way, and it's gonna be this intense stretch across the pecs. You're gonna feel this in the armpit, chest a little bit. Inhale up. Beautiful work. Release the strap by your side. Plant palms, curl left toes under. As you exhale, step your left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. Good, as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So just one kind of classic Surya Namaskara A here, just to feel kind of that openness that we've created in our heart and chest. So just moving with the breath, arms by your side. Inhale, stretching out and up. As you exhale, you hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Bend your knees, plant your palms, take your right foot way back, then your left foot on the same exhale, shift forward. Take your Chaturanga Vinyasa, whatever that looks like. You can mix and match. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, pull back. Downward facing dog, just a couple of breaths here. So this is like what the second downward dog we've been in. How does it feel different? We haven't even worked this pose, but doing those other poses, things start to open up. So just observing. As we inhale, we find a little bend in the knees, come to the tippy toes. End of your exhale, you can step right then left. You can hop both feet through. You can walk forward. Inhale, find that length. Good, as you exhale, fold in. Press down into your feet, stretch arms out and up. Nice work. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Good, as you exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take your left foot back, then your right foot, lower through your Chaturanga. Nice and methodical with your breath, so not rushing these poses. We all meet back in our downward facing dog. Good, from here we're gonna inhale, lift our right leg up. Exhale, shift shoulders over wrist, curl knee into nose. Inhale, pull back, three-legged dog. Good, as you exhale, step your right foot through. All right, we're gonna spin into the back edge of our left foot. So we're setting up for our warrior one. So your left toes are pointing towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. You have a deep bend in this right knee. Inhale, rise up. Okay, so we're gonna kind of do a little funky warrior one here. So you're gonna start to turn your chest out to like 45 degrees to the left. Take your arms out wide. And we're gonna take our right arm on top, left arm underneath, so you're finding your eagle arm, so elbow stack here. You might be able to bring the backs of your hands together. You might be able to reach around, press palms. So keep sinking down, nice and deep in that front leg. Begin to lift your elbows up. And then as you exhale, they lower down. So you're not putting the spine in this, it's just the arms, the elbows are moving, inhaling up, kind of flossing out the shoulders here. As you exhale, release down, seal more into the back edge of that left foot. Inhale up. Good, exhale, lower. We got a couple more. So release down. The next time you inhale, kind of doing that funky little warrior one here. Start to square your torso to the front of the room. Beautiful work. As you exhale, hands are going to return to the mat. Your choice. You step back to downward facing dog. If you want a little more heat, you take your chaturanga vinyasa, moving with your breath. Remembering that sometimes less is more. Good. As we inhale from our downward dog, lift that left leg. Exhale, curl in knee to nose, so shoulders over wrists. Inhale, stretch back, three-legged dog, outer hips squeezing a lot. Exhale, step your left foot through. Spin into the back edge of your right foot, so those right toes are pointing towards the upper right-hand corner of the mat. It's hard to square the hips here. We're moving towards that. It's not going to happen. And again, make sure you're not on a tightrope. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one, feel that tailbone release down as your sternum stretches up. Good, and then just start to bring your torso to like 45 degrees off to the right. So a funky little warrior one here. Exhale, take arms out wide. Left arm comes on top this time. Give yourself a little hug. Good, so you could just stay here like this. Maybe the backs of the hands come together. Maybe the palms press. Don't lose that action in the front leg. So nice deep in there. Pull your belly in up a little bit. And then as you inhale, elbows lift. Good, exhale. They lower. And it's just a tiny, tiny little movement. Inhale, lift. Good, exhale, lower down. A few more. Seal into the back edge of that right foot. On your next inhale, you release the arms. Virabhadrasana 1 at an angle. And then square your torso to face forward. Beautiful. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step 2, your downward dog. Take a chaturanga vinyasa. If you want a little more heat. And if your shoulders aren't feeling like noodles at this point. Few breaths in your downward dog. Let's all take a nice deep inhale here together. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. As you inhale, a little bend in the knees, come to the tippy toes. End of your exhale, step left and right, hop through, walk through. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, fold in. Good, and then this time let's inhale, bend our knees, reach our arms up, Utkatasana. It's not a yoga class without a chair pose. This will be it, we're just gonna hold it a few breaths. So this is the one pose where the weight is heavy in your heels, so toes should be light. So just notice if you're gripping them, let them release, sink a little lower. Good work. And then nice and slow, like you're pressing through molasses. Squeeze the hips, squeeze the glutes as you press your legs to straight. Nice work. Hands come together at your heart. All right, so step wide on your mat. I'm gonna just release the shoulders out a little bit. So nice generous stance. We're gonna take a little forward fold twist here. All right, so hands come to your hips, elbows squeeze in. Direct your tailbone down, squeeze the hips in, feel that lift of your sternum. Hold on to these sensations as you start to hinge forward, fold in. All right, so just reach fingertips down to the floor here. Okay, you're gonna take your right fingertips about 6 inches forward. Okay, and then we're gonna inhale, lift this left arm up, spin our right ribs to the left. And kind of like threading the needle again, except for we're standing here. As you exhale, release down, take your left hand to the outside of your right ankle, and then get a little leverage. So you're kind of pulling yourself, that left waist towards that right thigh. Maybe you can walk those right fingertips out a little more and then really try to plug that right arm into the shoulder socket. And you should feel a nice little release there. Kind of letting the breath slow down here. If you wanted to add on here, you might start to bend your left knee as you stay in this little wrapped twist. Good. So if that left knee is bent, start to straighten that leg. Everybody start to square your torso to the mat. And then again, inhale, reach that left arm up, open up. As you exhale, release down. So you're on your fingertips here. Gaze is forward. Walk those left fingertips forward. So you're on the fingertips too. I don't think I said that on the last one. It just gives you a little more space. So it's like you have little gecko fingers. So walking the left hand forward. So let's stay there. Inhale, start to stretch right arm up. Wrapping left ribs to the right. Nice. And then as we exhale, we thread that right arm underneath the left arm, grabbing to the outer edge of that left ankle. If you're a little tighter, you might need to bring your feet a little closer here. And then maybe you can walk left fingertips forward a little more still, but you're really kind of using that leverage as you pull with your right hand to wrap those right ribs up. And then really plug that left arm into the shoulder socket. Breath smooth and steady. If you want to bend your right knee as you're here, just kind of gives you a little more sensation in the pose. For some of us, that's definitely not going to happen. You might go there and be like, no thanks. So then you just come out. Good. Start to straighten that right leg if you took that variation. Good. And then inhale, stretch that left arm up. Exhale, release. And then bring your hands to your hips, squeeze the elbows in as you inhale. Use your belly to help you rise on up. Step your feet together. Good, just release your arms by your side. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're gonna come to seated. So we're gonna do a little seated hip stretching here. So really sitting on the center of your sit bones. You're gonna have your legs forward. All right, and we're gonna take our right ankle, cross it above our left knee. Flex this foot a lot. So those toes are pointing up towards the ceiling, maybe even pointing back towards your knee. And then fingertips behind you to help you find a little height in your spine. You might even be able to press into your palms, but your fingertips are facing forward. So you're keeping this length. And then if you want to go a little further, you can walk your hands in closer. You can press into that left foot. Good. So bring your sit bones closer to that left heel. So nice hip stretch. And you're really trying to press that right knee forward. So you're trying to create space in this lower right waist. Couple of breaths here. If you are interested in going a little further, so if your fingertips are pointing towards your sit bones, squeeze the elbows in, kind of tuck your chin a little bit here, and then maybe you press into that left foot. So you come into a one-legged reverse tabletop position. Nice, Neil, you got it. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. Keep flexing that right foot if you're in that variation, actually in either variation. Deep inhale. Exhale. Release on down. Uncross that right ankle. Extend legs. Give them a little shake out here. Okay. And then bend the knees again. So again, you can just have fingertips behind you. Maybe you can press into palms, fingers facing forward, so you're getting that really open sensation across your heart and chest. We've done a lot to stretch out the shoulders and the neck, so you can definitely try that. We're going to take our left ankle, cross it above the right knee. Ooh, perhaps this is your tight side. So noticing that, flexing the foot a lot. And then just imagine that somebody's pressing into that left thigh so that knee is drawing forward. Keep that length in your spine. Maybe you scoot your buns in a little closer. Breath smooth and steady. Good, and then if you'd like to go a little further here, there is no need to do that, but if you want to play with it, you're welcome to. Press strongly into that right foot. Lift hips up evenly. Keep flexing that left foot. You can kind of tuck your chin towards your chest here. The tendency is for the head to fall back. If you're a little hyper flexible in the arm or the elbows, like I am, you have a little micro bend, so you're not overstretching in that joint. That's probably a good thing for Susie to do if you're in this pose. Good, deep inhale. Exhale. Ooh. Release down, extend legs out, give them a little shake. And then let's come back to our Sukhasana, so crossing right shin in front of your left shin. And then let's squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. And a couple times like that. So inhale, hold the breath, tense everything, maybe even tense your face. And one more. Let it go. So rooting into your sit bones, you might be sitting up on a blanket or some blocks here. Stretch your arms out and up. Just a quick little forward fold. As you exhale, fold in. Maybe resting your head on a block, or you could make fists with your hands if you're close to the floor. Keep anchoring back into your sit bones. And you also might be very upright here. So depending upon how you're built, how tight your hips are, you're going to be feeling this in the right hip. Especially if you're tighter, you're going to be pretty upright. More important to keep the spine long. If you're a little more flexible and you're not getting much sensation, maybe try to really squeeze those outer hips in towards each other. So you're engaging muscularly a little more. And then a little twist here. So start to walk your hands off to the right. Spin this left side of your waist towards that right thigh. Nice. Good. Walk back to center. Roll on up. Extend legs and then recross with that left shin in front. Good. Rooting into your sit bones. Inhale. Find lots of length. Hold on to all of that. As you hinge forward at your waist, folding in any amount. This side might look different. So just listening to your body, going to that place where you're getting the sensation, maybe even backing off that a little bit. We're here a few breaths. You can always move in a little more. And then just start to walk your hands off to the left. So find that little twist, wrap right ribs towards that left knee. Maybe gazing up over that left shoulder. Good. Walk back to center. Inhale, come on up. Quick little Paschimottanasana. So extend your legs to straight. If you're tighter in your hips, or your hamstrings rather, take your feet a little wider than hips distance apart, maybe a little bend in the knees. You can also use your strap here around your feet. As you inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, again, hinge forward at your waist. Keep your spine nice and long. So resist the urge to round in. You might go a little further. Find a little back bend in this forward fold. You might not go as far, but you're going to feel that nice, intense stretch. I'm not sure if nice is the word for it. Hurts so good. Nice-ish. Good, and then here, go ahead and plop. So now make it ugly, round in, let the toes turn out. And you're actually gonna get sensation in a lot of places. Really let the back of the neck lengthen and release. And then we start to roll on up. You're gonna make your way onto your back here. We did it. Shavasana, hug your knees into your chest real quick. And then make your way into your final resting pose. So you might want to take some support under your knees. You might want to take your feet up on a chair or a couch. You could always bend your knees, take your feet as wide as the mat and allow your knees to knock in towards each other. Kind of snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you. So we've worked the pecs, the chest, the shoulders a lot. So you feel this nice sensation, this openness, this stretch. And then completely surrender here. Soak up these final moments. Soak up all of this hard work that you've done. Just take rest. Good. Let your next inhale be deeper. Sigh the breath out as you exhale. Ha. Begin to wiggle fingers, toes, circle wrists, circle ankles, stretch up overhead. So just bringing some gentle movement back to your body, anything that feels good. Staying soft and quiet, roll to one side or the other. Could use your hands to help you press up to a comfortable seat. Just sitting quietly here. for a moment, just soaking up all of the good work you've done. Soaking up the sensations you've created, the quiet you've created in your head. Good. Bring your palms together at your heart, bow your head, send yourself love and gratitude. Just promise yourself that you're going to carry this feeling with you into the rest of the day ahead. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. Namaste.